Hi boys and girls, welcome to Everyday Math Lesson Unit 7 Review. The materials that you'll need today, your pencil, and then the Unit 7 Math Review packet. If you don't have one, then write down your answers on either your whiteboard or in a notebook. Let's get started. So taking a look at our first page, if you can start by putting your name on top, and then let's take a look at the first two problems. You'll notice throughout the review, I will cover up about half of the page. I'll talk about the first half, then we'll go over the answers, and then we'll talk about the second half for each of the pages. So looking at questions 1 and 2, so we have question 1, Joe has 52 marbles. He gives 10 away. How many marbles does he have left? If you can give me your answer and a number model. And then for number 2, Marie has 75 beads and gives her sister 20. How many beads does she have now? Can you press pause, solve problems 1 and 2, and then press play when you're ready to check? All right, second graders, so I'm going to start with the number model. So I had 52 minus 10, which I know equals 42. So my answer for number 1 would have been 42 marbles. For question 2, I had 75 minus 20, which equals 55. So my answer was 55 beads. And if you're noticing you have any mistakes, please fix those with your pencil and eraser throughout the review. For our next page, I'm going to cover up just this part right here. All right, so read the table and then complete the bar graph. So Annie has 24 pet fish. Below is a table showing the different lengths of the fish. Read the information on the table and then fill out the graph. So just to get you started, so if I see that the length in inches of 2 has the number 6, I would go to my 2 and I would bring that all the way up to 6. Can you fill out your graph? Press pause and play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, so I'll reveal my whole graph and then I'll talk about it. So notice how for number 1, I didn't fill out a bar for that because there weren't any pets that were 1 inch long. But for number 2, I made my bar all the way up to a 6. For 3 inches, I made that up to 1. For 4 inches, there were 5 pets. For 5 inches, there were 6 pets. For 6 inches, there were 2 pets. And then for 7 inches, there were 4 pets. So double check to make sure that you have your bar graph correct. The next thing that we'll do is complete the what's my rule boxes. So notice for the first one, we are adding 6 for each of them. But then remember, when you're given the out, you need to do the opposite. And then for the second one, we are doubling. So if you can double each of those numbers, but then same thing when you're given the out, you need to do the opposite. Press pause to solve the 2 rule boxes and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, so when I'm adding 6 and I start at 0, I know 0 plus 6 is 6. I know 5 plus 6 is 11. I know 6 plus 6 is 12. 10 plus 6 is 16. 24 plus 6 is 30. And then 18 minus 6 is 12. Then when I'm doubling, I know 4 plus 4 is 8. I know 7 plus 7 is 14. I know 10 plus 10 is 20. 50 plus 50 is 100. 100 plus 100 is 200. But then when I'm doing the out, I need to do the opposite. So I need to think about what's half of 50. Well, I know 2 quarters makes 50 cents. 1 quarter is 25 cents. So 25 plus 25 is what would bring me to 50. The next thing we'll do is look at question number 5. Draw a line to the correct 3D shape. And then bonus would be which shape is written but not shown. I'm going to read the names to you and then I'll ask you to pause in order to solve. So we have rectangular prism, cube, cylinder, sphere, pyramid, and cone. Press pause to draw your lines and then press play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, I'm going to reveal my whole thing and then I will talk about it with you. So we'll start with the rectangular prism and you can see my line connecting this shape. Then I'll go with my cube and you can see it's all the way at the bottom. The cylinder is going to be the shape that's up at the top. I'm going to skip my sphere for a moment. My pyramid goes straight across and is located right here. And then my cone is that second one that looks just like this. So you probably notice that the sphere was written, but there was not a shape shown. The next part of our review, we'll take a look at questions 6 and 7. For each set of numbers, find the mode, or the most popular number, and the median, the middle number. So for 6, first when I put my numbers in order from smallest to largest, then I was able to see which number I had more than one time, and then I was able to cross off to find the median. So can you do those things when you're finding the mode and the median? And then complete your number grid puzzle for question number 7. Press pause and play when you're ready to check numbers 6 and 7. All right, we'll first start talking about number 6. So when I put my numbers in order, I started, so I had my 2 12, so 12, 12, then 15, 17, 20, 21, 28. Once they were in order, then I crossed off my smallest and my biggest, and I kept going until I had my last number, my middle number, my median. Now, you can also see that I noticed I had to write 12 2 different times. So 12 was my mode because that happens the most, and then my median, the middle number, was 17. Then for the second one, I put them in order. So I started with 40, then 49, 49, 51, 55, 56, and 60. When I'm figuring out my mode, I noticed that there was more than one 49. And then my median, I crossed off my numbers until I found that middle number, which was 51. Looking at the number grid puzzle, so I have the number 1,352. I know that 10 less would be 1,342. I know that 10 more would be 1,362. And then one more, I would have 1,353, 1,354. Then I could go to this one and have 1,355. Now I know that 10 less than 1,355 would be 1,345, and then 10 more than 1,354 would be 1,364. So double check to make sure you have this page correct before going on to the next part of the review. So now we'll take a look at question 8, where you are adding the numbers. And then for question 9, it says reflect on the math review. So you could tell me the number, the simplest math on this review for me was, the most difficult math on the review for me was, and then for tomorrow's math test, I will practice. So if you want to answer questions 9, you can, but we'll just talk about questions 8 after you pause. So press pause to solve and play when you're ready to check. All right, second graders, when I added 18 plus 8 plus 10, I got 36. I know that 8 plus 8 is 16, so adding my 10 would bring me to 26, and then adding one more 10 would bring me to 36. When I added 24 plus 11 plus 5, I got 40. I know that if I added 5 plus 24, that would be 29, plus 1 more would be 30, and then adding that 10 would bring me to 40. When I added 7 plus 14 plus 3, I had 24, and I grouped 7 plus 3 to have 10, and 10 plus 14 brought me to 24. All right, I'll see you next time.